Hello and welcome. Here we are. Oh my goodness. It is November 7th. Wow, November 7th. And we are here live. We're here at the Mainstream Reiki YouTube channel. Also on Facebook. We're streaming both places. I don't go to Facebook that much anymore. I don't know about you all, but woo. Um, yeah. So as we get started here today, I just want to say hello. I'm going to just say hello to a few people here in the chat already. Sarah, so good to see you. Yes, from Pennsylvania, beautiful Pennsylvania. Renata, yes. Hello, hello. I saw somebody from the UK, right? Somebody from the UK. Ara Lee, Wales. So, and Belgium. Hi, Wendy. All right, so as we come in here, you know how it goes here. Most of you do. Some of you might be new. I'm Andrea, and this is Mainstream Reiki. We do this every single month. I'm here live. We're going to do some energy stuff. We're going to do some visualization. I'm going to be offering you Reiki energy, as I always do. This is my distant Reiki grid that always sends out, or I would say consistently sends out supporting Reiki energy to all who have been named in the past, all who wish to be included in it who haven't already. You can put that in the chat if you want to. It's great to see all the chats flying by. And I do have a team with me here today who will try to answer anything that you have technical wise in the chat. And we'll do Q&A later. Ask me anything about the second half of the event. And yeah, you can pretty much ask me anything. And we'll select some questions for that. The whole event is an hour. I will have it edited and we'll add music to this energy portion, this Reiki portion at the beginning. That music will be added and the video, shortened video, will be published tomorrow. The live stream, of course, is always available on the Mainstream Reiki YouTube channel. You can always find it uncut, and it is the quiet version, though, no music. Here we have Teresa in the UK, and that brings me back to what I started to say a moment ago, and that is we have a very special announcement. It's coming out, I think it's next week. I could be wrong. We are working hard to put an email together with all the registration information. I have some classes coming up in the United Kingdom in person. So if you're over there or just want to travel there maybe and learn Reiki with me, please sign up with the email list. And I think we'll put a link to that in the chat. So if you would like to have information about those in-person classes in the United Kingdom, make sure that you are signed up to the newsletter list. And again, that will be in the chat for you, the link to sign up. And also you can always sign up at mainstreamreiki.com. All right, I think now it's probably time for us to get started. You know, there's a lot that's been going on in the world this week, and a lot of people are upset. A lot of people maybe aren't upset. A lot of people are nervous and anxious, regardless if the events turned out the way they wanted or not. So I think my point here is our emotions may be up and down and inside out and all over the place, regardless of if you're here in the United States, if you're in another part of the world. And I get it. I understand that. And I want to offer you time here to let it all go. Just let's let all of that go. Let's intend to be here present in this moment now. All of that other stuff can just wait. And as a matter of fact, I'll probably have some things to say that I hope you'll find helpful, but we'll save that for after our Reiki time together, because that is our priority, to come together, to know ourselves in higher ways, from a higher perspective. And all this goes together because when things happen outside of ourselves that are beyond our control, that might be frightening, might be anxiety inducing, it is a call home to ourselves. It is a call to us to go within and to look immediately around ourselves, to tend our own garden, to take care of the things that maybe we've set aside in our own personal lives and instead focused on other things, mostly things we cannot control. Let us reestablish the sovereignty we have in our lives and our thoughts and our energy. and tend to what we are doing in our own personal lives, our relationships, in our own healing and our personal growth. And in that, we can take responsibility because we can take control. We can make decisions, make progress, and reach milestones. And that is the human experience. And so, with that, I would invite you now to take a deep breath in. Intend now to come into this present moment, to be here now with me, with us, and together. Share this space, this time, and this energy for the highest good of each and all. And as I begin to offer you the highest frequencies of Reiki energy on all levels, I would invite you to take another deep breath and settle in as you sit or lie down in your space. And you're invited to create sacred space, which simply by you being present is already starting that process. Your light emanates from you, illuminating the space, raising the vibration. And if you wish, you may also intend that the spiritual help that is unseen to your physical eyes, that holds your highest good as their highest priority, be present in your space now, supporting you physically, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually as well. You are held in a matrix of love and care, of healing energy, of loving thoughts, always, on every level. You are. And I will show you a motion now, and I will invite you to do this as well, as if it resonates with you. The motion is a wiping down of the body, a grabbing, a pulling, and a setting aside. And if you feel as though you would like to do this, the purpose of this is to set our humanly limiting beliefs, the patterns, the masks, the identities we have created for ourselves. We set that aside to be present in our wholeness, limitlessness, allowing ourselves to tap into the unlimited possibilities and potential of embodying the light that we always have been, are now presently, and always shall be. And so here we go then. Let us bring our awareness to all we have created that keeps us limited and constrained, pulling that energy to the side and setting it. We can pick it up again later, but in this time, let us now be the light that we truly are. Every level of consciousness that we may engage with, let us do that now, inviting it in to our awareness, knowing that even if we are not aware of the higher parts of ourselves, this is the greatest portion of who we truly are. For who we see reflected in the mirror back to us is but a mere fraction of who we are. The light that is you is enormous, immense, and cannot be measured. It is timeless, and in this, the truth that everything that happens upon your planet at this time does not outlast you and your light, your knowing, your understanding, your vibration, and your capacity for love and understanding. This is but a brief moment in the vast sea of moments that your soul knows. You're invited to take a breath in again, feeling that beautiful physical body that helps you move through this human life. And as you exhale, expel all worries and tensions. Allow your physical body to become neutral, to become an opening, a receptacle, ready and willing and able to accept more of your authentic energy, the higher levels of consciousness that are yours to embody, to bring into the physical plane and to walk with, to construct with. For you are a builder. Through your thought, word, and deed, you create. This is a power that all humans have. For you to know this power is for you to step into the light and the potential that you hold, that you've always held, and that you are awakening to now and from now on. You may say to yourself if you wish, I am a receptacle. I am open. And I now invite the highest levels of my consciousness. What is known and what is known and what is unknown to me, I invite in, knowing that my higher consciousness is connected to all that is. I am safe. I am immersed in love and light. And bringing more of this into my personal life on earth brings healing, empowerment, love, escalation in possibilities, creativity, and all my gifts shall be made known to me when the time is optimal for me to develop and to express in these ways. The crown of your head opens now, like the petals of a lotus. Envision now a light above you. It streams down toward your physical body, your energy bodies. On all levels, you are open and receiving all that you are, all that you are ready to be, all that you are ready to be known as. Is this not the time you have been awaiting? Receive the light through your crown, filling your head, opening your senses, your intuition, your knowing, your discernment, no longer looking outside yourself for direction and what to think, who to be, how to behave. You know this. You know this through the discernment, through your senses, and through trusting yourself as a being of light who chose to be in a physical body in this time on earth. It is no accident. You are here, you are a change maker, you are a light being and a light bringer. You shall help to transform consciousness on earth, melding the higher levels to the physical levels, embodying, manifesting, and allowing heaven on earth. In fact, it is so. The light continues down into your jaw, imbuing your teeth, your jaw, your tongue, your vocal cords, your throat, expanding your gifts for communication, for expression, minimizing misunderstandings, miscommunication, optimizing your ability for telepathy so that as you speak, you form energetic constructs that are more true than words themselves. As you speak, this energy shall emanate from you to those who you address. It shall be accepted by them known or unknown, and your true communication, your true emotion shall be transferred to them in ways that you have not known before. This can help unify, unite, and empower individuals and groups toward new goals, new possibilities, and new change opportunities. For when communication is optimized, much can unfold. Communication has been a lower vibratory expression, and this does not need to be so on the planet any longer. Open yourself to the pure expression of telepathy and do not get caught up in the language being science fiction, for telepathy is the natural language and it is words that were constructed later. Go back to your knowing and your power, and you will understand that this is truth. The light continues to expand down into your body, imbuing every cell, every nook, every cranny, so to speak. There is no part of your physical body left untouched by this light, imbuing your shoulders, releasing the burdens as an animal shakes off the wetness from the rain. You shake off all that has kept you small, all that has kept you weak, all that has kept you following leaders who you do not believe in, who you know do not have your best interest at heart. It is time for you to step into the light of who you are and demand that your willingness, your discernment is the leader in your life. You take responsibility for this and you step forward in this way without apology. When you focus on the light of who you are, the way forward is illuminated for you. It is this path that you are asked to follow, the path that you yourself discern to be true for you. Look no further than that and know oneness and congruence in your life path. Those who want to know their purpose in life, it is this. It is tuning into the vibration of who you truly are and expressing that on earth at this time. Period. Full stop. Nothing else is required. Everything comes from this place. And in that way, all shall be in resonance. The light continues down into your chest, your heart center, raising the vibration, allowing the release of everything that has kept you from loving your brothers, your sisters, the earth, the animals, yourself. All of this, all of this can fade away. All of this can be shaken off. It is time to embody the light of who you are. And in this light, the shadows of this kind cannot stand. Allow yourself to be vulnerable because you know that you are an eternal being. In this truth, there is nothing to be vulnerable about. You shall withstand all that shall come. You shall navigate with strength. You shall navigate with knowingness and knowledge and trust. Take a breath in. The light goes further down into your abdomen, through the solar plexus, illuminating this. This is a power center. This is built into the human body. And you are asked to place your hands on this power center in this moment and all moments that you feel weak, that you feel powerless, and that you look to others for the answers. You look to others to be led. And there is nothing wrong with this, as long as you keep your discernment at the forefront. Do not blindly believe. Do not do research and think that the research takes you in that way. It is fine to do these activities, but you must come home to yourself. You must discern. It is this that tells you what is true and what is not, just as you are invited to do with this transmission that is happening at this time. Do not do this. Do not do this blindly. Do not do this because others say it is so. Do everything in your life because you say it is so, and know that that is enough. There is no other bar. There is no other requirement necessary. When you are led by your higher self, all is well. Trust in this and know this. The opportunity to know yourself in this way is remarkable. Many will think that there is nothing to this. Where's the magic? The magic is you. The magic has been you all along. And this is the irony. You have been whole and complete this entire lifetime, and all lifetimes ahead of this, and all lifetimes after, if you wish to look at this in linear time. There is nothing you cannot be except whole and complete, and you are often the last to know. And this is what these times on earth are all about. You are invited to know yourself in this way, fully, completely, and with all knowledge. Bringing this down onto the earth plane, you will move mountains. You will manifest. And we ask you to let go of what you thought you wanted and be open to new possibilities. For without blinders on, you see a world very different than the one you knew yesterday. There is potential you could not ever fathom. And with each step forward on your path, you will see more possibility illuminate. And that is why moving forward is very important, because your perspective and opportunities change as you evolve, as you move forward on your path. And so you are asked to know this and move. This means make decisions. This means take actions. Thought, word, deed. Carry this out in your personal life through your discernment. Move forward and see new opportunities arise. This is a fulfilling life if you choose to walk it. The light goes further down now, abdomen completely filled, light pooling at your root, then falling freely down your legs, bathing your joints and your tendons, your tissues, your cells. Nothing is untouched. Bringing awareness to the bottoms of your feet as the light flows out your feet, finding the earth once again. For all of life is a cycle, and you are invited to embrace this. A cycle of being awake and being asleep, of knowing and not knowing. For on this earth is a dual world, and this is by design. And so at times when things are uncomfortable for you, know that there is a reason. There will be a time when things are comfortable, and in this contrast, you know yourself. You learn more about yourself in this lifetime, how to navigate, how to express, and how to engage with others in meaningful ways. There is so much experience offered to you if we will look beyond the labels of good or bad, light or dark. All is opportunity for expansion and learning, learning in a human body, and this is what you are invited to do. Embrace the experience of contrast, knowing that you are safe because you are in control of your energy, your focus, and your time and attention. If you find yourself restless, bothered, and anxious, look at what you are focusing on in your life. Your focus is an opening to your energy field, and whatever you focus on floods in. It changes your vibration. It raises your vibration. It lowers your vibration. Your thinking mind is then set off in one direction or another. That too changes your vibration. Your thinking mind is with you 24/7, morning, noon, and night, and while you sleep. Please take care of your thinking mind and feed it what nurtures it, what enlivens it, and what encourages it to speak lovingly to you. For in your mind is an entire inner world, and you are invited to nurture this. In times of uncertainty and anxiousness and things that you cannot control outside yourself, Retreat to your inner garden. Nurture your relationships. Take care of things that you have put off, you've set aside, or ignored. Nurture your garden, or nurture your life. Your inner world, your physical body needs you. Your physical body needs your love and attention in order to regenerate and heal to the levels that it is capable of attaining. Many say they want healing, but then engage with behaviors that do not help the physical body. This is now a time to nurture yourself, to follow your words and your desires of healing with action, with deed, because it is indeed thought, word, and deeds that create and that build your experience. You are surrounded in energy, love, and light. Whether you know it or not, it is there. At all times, no matter what you are feeling, there is love for you. Remember this. Tap into this. Find strength here. And when you are ready, you are invited to come to become more aware of your body, your beating heart, your breath moving in and out. And then you may slowly open your eyes and return into this blessed life full of potential. And when you're ready, you may rejoin me here. Wow. I see that some people have requested that they be in the grid here, and that's fine. I will go through the comments at the end and make sure that everyone who has requested be added there. That's fine. I'm kind of still a little out of it at the moment. As I come back here, I hope you enjoyed that. Every time that we meet, I do not know what will be offered, except I know that what will be offered is the highest possible healing experience that I can bring you. That is without doubt in my heart and mind. And what comes with it, I do not know. Um, until it's done. So hopefully some of that resonated with you. Hopefully you feel better, more supported, more loved. I'm going to move this off to the side as we get ready for the Ask Me Anything. I, of course, welcome your thoughts in the chat if you'd like to share them. That also actually goes with the message that was in the newsletter. The newsletter I do every month, and through Mainstream Reiki. I also have a podcast newsletter, but that's a separate list. Um, but the message in our last newsletter that came out Tuesday, and I'll say a little bit of that here in a moment, but the newsletter itself had a message about that thought, word, deed, creating, you're a builder. And so I found it interesting that all of that really came through in our time here together. I do want to say something. Due to a technical issue, hundreds of people actually did not receive the newsletter this week, and I'm really sorry about that. Um, and Oh, you know what? I'm wondering if we can maybe just share the link to that newsletter in the chat where they can bring it up on a browser. I'll see if my team can get that together and put that out for you. That way you could just go and read it if you'd like to. Again, if you want to sign up for the newsletter itself or update your preferences, we have a link for that too. And I'm sure they'll put that in there. Just be patient, okay? We've got the subscribe link to the YouTube channel. Oh my gosh, that's a whole another thing, right? YouTube. We're almost at 100,000 subscribers. How about that? That's so cool. I see Nancy didn't get the newsletter, and I'm really sorry about that. We're working to fix the behind the scenes thing on the newsletter. So yeah, we'll get the link to that. In the chat for you, so you can read that if you want. There's also the link to the sign up form where you can update your preferences. And anyway, just keep watching the chat. That'll come to you for sure. And then, of course, we have the special email coming out because I never send out extra emails. So this is kind of a new thing for me about those in-person classes coming up in the UK. And that's in June. There's the newsletter sign up there. Yeah. Um, yeah, so watch the chat. So I'm still coming back to us here after that. I'm trying to think if there's any other announcements. Gail Revels on the podcast. Just love Gail. We had a two-parter on Beyond the Reiki Gateway podcast. The second episode just came out on Wednesday. So if you're interested in sovereignty and guides and healing with spirits, if you feel blocked up in your life and you can't get past certain things, those be some good episodes for you. BeyondTheReikiGateway.com. You can find out more. We also do a newsletter as well. But woo okay. It's 34 after. That means we probably should switch gears, right? To the Ask Me Anything. So get your questions ready. We do ask that you write question in all caps, just because there's a lot going on in the chat and that helps the team find where our questions. Yeah. Oh, and Jan, you didn't get the newsletter either. Ah, I'm so sorry. Yeah. Maybe we should just resend the newsletter when we get it all. I don't know. Anyway, I don't think so. I think we'll get the link out to you to view it in the browser maybe. Also, we'll put a link in the UK class email that you can pull up the newsletter if you want as well. Yeah, it's rough because we want to communicate with you, and for sure. And so when things happen and it doesn't work out, it's a real bummer for me, let me tell you. But anyway, we're working on it. We'll get it sorted out. And I just want to thank you all for being here, for caring about who you are in the world, because that's what I think it's all about. Yeah. And 100,000 people on the YouTube channel. How about that? Almost. Almost. Yeah, that's absolutely incredible. And it's all because of you. All right, I'll quit rambling. Let's get grounded. Let's answer some questions. I need a drink of water though. Let's see. Who do we have for here first? Question. Let's see. I'm a level 2 Reiki student. I also have autism and focus issues. While doing Reiki, my mind will wander off. I've tried different meditation methods, but they don't work. Please help. Okay, so my first thing to tell you, Empress Reborn, is number one, I want to convey to you, you are not damaged goods. All right. And so you might have different things that you're contending with. That doesn't mean you're less than. Okay. The next thing I want to tell you is that my great Aunt Eva, who I first learned Reiki 1 with, she was a beautiful woman. Excuse me. She's no longer here. But do you know she used to do self Reiki while she watched Wheel of Fortune on TV. How about that? And she was an amazing Reiki person. And so why am I sharing that? Okay, I don't even know. She'd probably be like embarrassed or so. I don't know. I don't know what she'd think about it. But why would I share that? Because we're just people. We're just real people, right? And people have different things going on. We have different preferences, and so let's really okay. Let's really begin to think about Reiki and who we are as naturally going together. Reiki doesn't ask you to be who you aren't. There's no requirement to offer Reiki. All you have to do is intend, right? So you've had your training and then intend. If your mind wanders, um, what when you notice that, just refocus. That's all you have to do. Don't judge yourself. Don't think you did it wrong. Don't think you have to get better. That's a whole lot of pressure on yourself. Just accept, like, oh, my mind was wandering, and then refocus. Okay. Um, and on a side note, autism, I think, is um, autism. I think is often not looked at as a positive thing. And I'm not saying, I did an episode with Susie Miller, Beyond the Reiki Gateway podcast, Susie Miller. And she spells it Suzy. And she wrote a book. It was called Awesomeism or something like that. But you can find her on Amazon, Susie Miller. And she talks about her journey. She works with autistic children and their families. She has some major wonderful things, wonderful information, wonderful experiences, and viewpoints about autism. So, if that's of interest to you, I would invite you to check that out. So, you say, "Help, please." I think you're doing great. You're doing great. Remember, Reiki's doing it, and Reiki doesn't need you to think a particular thing for it to work. And Reiki doesn't require you to be healed, whatever that means for whoever, um, in order for it to be effective. You're doing it. And thank you. Thank you for learning it. Thank you for practicing it. Yeah, I hope that that's helpful. All right, I guess we'll take another question. I have to learn to answer faster. Question: do you have any idea who you were channeling today? Thank you. Oh, hi, Nancy. Yeah, so this is an interesting question to me, and um, people are often wanting to know a name or something like that, and so I'm actually going to tell you that for however you want to take it, it is what it is, and so here we go. Um, my soul's energy, my higher self, is part of a group of energies. And I was introduced to them many, many years ago my Andrea self was introduced to them many years ago. And, and the name I was given to refer to this group that I'm a part of is the Emissaries of Light. And so it is a collective body, and there are 12, including myself. And we serve in different ways. What I mean is, our group serves in a particular way, humanity, and helping. And I am the one of the group that has a body right now on earth. I didn't always understand that the voice or the information that I would have in my head, even as a child, was from this group that I'm a part of. So my higher self is always there and engaging with them. But even as a child, I knew things, I had different insights, and all of that was from them. Um, and so the emissaries of light, I would say, I understand that probably has no connotation or meaning for you. And what I would ask everyone to do is just simply listen and decide, does that resonate with me or does it not? And in that way, labels aren't important because labels, so if I said, oh, I was channeling Archangel Michael or whatever, everybody's going to have an opinion about who Archangel Michael is and blah, blah. It takes you down a whole nother path, doesn't it? When the real invitation is to use your own personal discernment, your energy as the barometer of resonating, useful, helpful, loving, or not that. So I always, always, always invite you to use your discernment. And what I say today may resonate, and what I say to you next week might be nails on a chalkboard. But there's beauty in that for me. If you'll simply use your discernment in order to make that determination, that is your power. That is your power. Not the thinking mind, which does come into play, but your discernment, that is your window. That is your connection to the all that you are, your discernment. So when we tune into that, we are touching in to truth with a capital T. I hope that's helpful, Nancy. Yes. All right, another question maybe. Can you make more meditation from holy fire? Oh, I'm trying to think. Okay, so a couple of things. So I get confused about where all my stuff is because, yes, yes, yes. Thank you, Nancy. I'm just reading that. Yes, thank you. Um, yeah, and I've also called in my other, also in, I also refer to them sometimes as the uh, count, Council of 12, I think. My mind's kind of all over the place. I'm sorry, Marianne. So I have holy fire meditations. I'm saying fire weird today. Holy fire. Sorry. I have holy fire videos on YouTube. So make sure you look on YouTube for them. I also have them, I have some of those also in my Mainstream Reiki community for members. And then I have on my website, mainstreamreiki.com, I have audio meditations. Um, they're just audio. The audio's better than what you'll find on the YouTube videos, but those are MP3s, and you can buy each one for, I think it's $3. I think I have a bunch on there, but I guess I haven't looked in a while. I should go back and look, but I get it. You can also buy a big selection of my audio meditations, almost like in an album form, titled Elevate, and all of those are in there. And then I do have a single, the Heavenly Banquet Hall. That's also a holy fire meditation. So check YouTube, check my audio meditation page at mainstreamreiki.com. And if you're a member of the community, I'm sure I have them there. I'm also doing a live placement, which is an attunement every month in my community at the Reiki Share that we do. That's available for Plus and Pinnacle members. And so that's something new that I've been adding, and the members are really liking it. We don't even record it. It is just given live for those in attendance, and that's every single month. Hope that's helpful, Marianne. Yes. Um, I'm looking at a question in the thing. What do you do to get your message? Loaded question. I don't know what you mean by loaded question. I'll just take it as you wrote it. Um, so what I will tell you is I woke up this morning and just a stream of uh, to answer your question, nothing. It's just there. Um, it's just really there. And so I listen as I woke up this morning. There was just talking, you know, kind of. It's hard to describe. It isn't audible, but it's as though I'm listening. And it was wonderful things. It was all about, the things happening in the world. And a lot of what said today and shared with you here was coming through to me this morning. And I laid there and I thought, wow, if I could just capture that just as it comes through and then put it out, it'd be beautiful. But for me to get a pen and then write what I hear, and I do that, but for me to do that, it would be a little bit different just because, wow, it's amazing just to feel that and hear that and to experience that as it comes in. But then I needed to get ready. I had an event in my community, so I had to get in the shower. I had to do the human thing. So I had to get up and, I just walk away from that basically. But that's my life. That happens a lot. And then, so I did that. And then I came in here and then I did my self-reiki, guided self-reiki for my community members. uh, and made that recording. And then I had a few minutes leading up to being here with you. And when my team came on, I was telling about how my head just was hurting so badly. And not only that, I had a fullness in my throat. And I said, I said, it's the energy. There's a lot that needs to come out. And I've had this separately, like where I have a lot of head pain and it's a certain signature, hurts in a certain way. And I know that that is the energy coming in. And I've also had times of the throat fullness. I haven't, in my recollection, I don't remember having them both. So I was telling my team that it's interesting. This must really need to get out there. And whatever it is, And I was asked, will it go away once you do it? And I said, I don't know. I guess we'll find out. And I will tell you, I feel really great. So the throat fullness is gone, the head pain is gone. And I don't say that to complain or say, like, oh, woe is me, or that's terrible. It's just an indication that this opportunity is important and the energy and the message that at least some of you needed to hear. I will never say a message is for all people or anything like that, but um, I'm confident and connected and help some people. Whatever it whatever needed to happen, you know, physically my body feels very different, and that was interesting. But I don't do anything special to get the message. I just basically intend to, and I open my mouth and there it starts. It does. It's taken practice where I have to not listen to it the second or two before it comes out of my mouth and get in the way. That's the challenge. That has been the challenge. Today, I did not open my eyes. If I open my eyes and start taking in information here, it can get me out of the stream of it. And I was aware of that. I even had the thought when I was offering the message that, I'm not opening my eyes, not being a very good host was my thought. And then I thought, oh, just do it. And that's what happened. So I know I'm talking a lot. Sorry. Hopefully that is helpful. This has just been part of my whole life, really, but I haven't shared it like this, and I didn't understand it the way I understand it today. Um, I just hope it's helpful. Mhm. Jack Overheiser, I see you in the chat. Do you know I was wondering about you the other day? I don't know if that's you doing that, but I see your name. That is so incredible. I was just thinking about you like 3 days ago, and I thought, "Whatever happened to Jack?" Wow, it's awesome to see you there. Question. Thank you so much for all your sharing. My question, I cannot feel my own Reiki anymore. I did the second grade and before I felt it, but not anymore. Okay, so I'm going to say something really weird here because obviously I haven't been talking weird enough, right? Okay, I just want to put this out there because I've never heard people talk like this. And it's certainly got to be a real possibility for people. And so, are you ready? Here we go. I want everybody who thinks they don't feel the energy like they used to, or maybe they've never felt the energy much at all when they do Reiki. I want you to consider something. I'm not saying that this is the only answer. I am saying this is one possible answer. So hear me out. Reiki energy is of a very high vibration. And when let me say it like this. Have you ever known in real life or heard a Reiki person, or maybe this has been you? Let's put it in our context. Um, okay, so when I was seeing clients in person, I sometimes, not all times, sometimes I'd have a person come in, they're brand new, never had Reiki before, and they would have their session and they'd be like, "Oh my gosh, this is the best thing. I felt energy in my head, in my shoulders, in my pelvis, in my feet. It was remarkable. Reiki is real. Oh my gosh, my life has changed." How about that? And you're like, as a practitioner, it's like, "Yes, I love Reiki," right? So then they're like, "I am so excited. I am coming back in 2 weeks. I want that again." And so they book another appointment and then they come back. And then what happens? Sometimes I didn't feel it. I only felt it in my shoulders that time, and I didn't have all the visuals, and I didn't see the colors like I did. And they get all like sad because they say, "What happened? Was it something I did wrong?" Maybe secretly they're saying, "Is it something that you did differently as the practitioner? You didn't give me the full session," right? So, anyway, it takes you down this whole pathway of questioning everything. But here's the possible answer. When a person is new to the vibration of Reiki, they're probably out of balance quite a bit, meaning their energy is very much in contrast or at a different vibration than the Reiki energy. So they're vibrating, and then Reiki's over here like this. And then they meet Reiki and they're like, "Oh." And so then they start vibrating like this, and Reiki's still like that. But you see the difference? And so then when they come back, they're already so much closer to the vibration that Reiki is. Do you see that? So they were so out of balance that when Reiki hit their system, they were like, "Wow, contrast." Then they heal, then they get better, then they're vibrating more like Reiki. So that when they have Reiki introduced, not a lot of contrast. So could it be that when people say they don't feel the Reiki anymore and they're sad about it and they're trying to get back to that, could they actually be wanting what they really don't want anymore, which is to be more out of balance so they feel it? Isn't it something to celebrate that when we don't feel Reiki so clearly, it's because we are resonating with the vibration of Reiki more naturally? To me, this is a very real possibility because we are becoming Reiki. And therefore, the invitation becomes trusting it more because you are not relying on the human senses to feel the sensation. You no longer need the proof of the felt senses. You no longer need to rely on a belief. You have become more of what Reiki is. Therefore, you are the vibration. And that's why instead you might feel more when you go out into the world. So that is a question to ask yourself. Perhaps you don't feel as much when you receive Reiki, but then when you go out into the world and you experience those contrasting vibrations or a relationship or whatever, fill in the blank, are you feeling that more? Because there is the contrast. The key is in the contrast, not in the sensation. And through that discernment, you will be able to know more about where you are on your journey. I hope that that's helpful, captured bird, and you get to go free. Fly free. Oh, we're almost out of time. Okay, I'm thinking one more question. I'd love to be in the chat with everybody though. I miss so much as being over here. Let's see. How do you do self-reiki? Oh, well, I do self-reiki a lot. And I even do it with my community and we record it and all of that. So it really varies. The you know It really varies. So I will use an intention because I think, just as I've been talking about, our thoughts are very powerful. When we have thoughts, that's energy. When we have repeated thoughts, we start to create form. And then when we say it, that's our expressed intention. And then we build. Sorry, I looked at the comments right there. I got a little distracted. So we are building all the time. So I do like to use intention. We're human. We like to focus on things and we want help with certain things. Today, though, I'll share what we did today in the community. And that was it was about half an hour. I did 2.5 minute sessions and I guided the practice. And what it was we all activated our Reiki for ourselves. And then I told them what I would do is every 2.5 minutes, we'd have a chime. And I was not going to talk much. Sometimes I talk when I do guided self Reiki. And maybe you're asking this, maybe you're asking how I personally do it, and I'll give you a quick snapshot of that in a second. But basically, I started at the crown and I picked different hand positions. I did crown, I did the face, I did the throat, back of the head, um, the heart and chest area, solar plexus, upper, middle, lower abdomen, and then the legs. And that's how we did our entire practice together. And then it was just 2.5 minutes each hand position. I always invite the people who come to those practices, though, follow their own guidance. They don't have to switch when I switch. They can go where their hands feel good and guided. Personally, self Reiki for me is, I just wake up. Maybe I wake up in the night, something like that. And it's just like I just Reiki. I intend the Reiki to flow. A lot of people think we have to do symbols and all of that. It's like you're already attuned. Just use your intention, and then it's your choice how you would activate that. But I'll just do this. I don't do a series of hand positions. To me, I'm receiving Reiki with my entire body, no matter where my hands are. But there are many, many ways to do self Reiki. Yeah. Wow. This has been really enjoyable, everyone. Yeah, it's been lovely. I hope you'll join me next month. We got to go now. I'm sorry we have to go. I'd stay longer, but we actually do need to go. I do have I have another commitment that I need to get ready for. So it's been lovely. I thank you all so much for taking time for your own health, your own healing, your own presence here on Earth. And so thank you for being here. We'll edit the video just to the first part. We'll add some music. That'll go out tomorrow, but you can always replay this on the channel. It's just in the live section or something. And speaking of that, share the channel because we're almost at 100,000. Wow, that's incredible. I started the channel in 2019 and I just wanted to be helpful. I just thought I could probably say some things that might help some people understand Reiki a little bit more. And then it just went on from there. In December 2019, there were 320 subscribers. And so I also made the decision not to do ads on the channel. So if you ever see ads, it's really not from my channel. Make sure you don't have autoplay on. Some people say, oh, but a video interrupted me at the end of your, or I mean, a commercial, an ad came in at the end of your video. Make sure autoplay's off because that video or that ad is probably attached to that next video coming in your feed. It's not on mine. I don't do ads. So, with that being said, I hope you have an amazing day and I hope you tend your garden and remember what's really important in your life. I wish you peace, love, and understanding and the highest of blessings today and all days and every moment. Thank you so much for being here. It's a joy, absolute joy. I'll see you next month. It'll be the first Thursday of December. And it looks like that's the 5th. So I'll see you then. Take care, everyone.